What's up? It's your boy Doc Reid out here one more again, ready to talk about these relationships. So, as usual, I never get tired of this because I never get tired of helping you to have better relationships. So, hey, make sure that you go out and get my free book, The Forbidden Secrets of the Goodie Box, what your father didn't tell you and your mother didn't know. So, even if you're dealing with what we're going to talk about today, a narcissist, this will definitely help you. Download the PDF version or the Kindle version on my website, christopherreid.org. All right, diamonds, let's get into it. So, you know, the topic of a narcissist, it's a very popular one, and it's really, I guess, a sign that y'all are dealing with guys who have what you consider to be a lot of very selfish narcissistic behavior, where it's all about them. So I thought that it only be appropriate that we spend a little bit more time digging a little deeper into the narcissist. And really, we could probably spend weeks on talking about narcissists alone, because there's so many dynamics to dealing with a narcissist. But today we want to talk about, how does a narcissist use a woman, okay, or women who get used by narcissists. So when we talk about a narcissist, one way that they use a woman is they make you their rescuer. Okay, so when I say they make you their rescuer, every narcissist needs that person who is going to rescue them from the consequences of their actions. Someone that is going to take responsibility for this narcissistic behavior, because the narcissist is just not going to do it. That's not what they do. Okay, they mess things up. They create all kind of chaos, and then they allow other people to come behind and then clean up that mess. So that's where the rescuers come in. So in the narcissist's life, normally that was a parent that was that rescuer, mom, dad, somebody who came in. No matter what little Jimmy Johnny did, they cleaned up the mess. All right, and they made everything better. They talked to the police chief, they talked to the judge, they talked to the prosecutor, they talked to the school, they talked to whomever, okay, to smooth things over. So the narcissist, hey, I can do whatever I want, and somebody else is going to take responsibility for it. So as they grow up, they meet you, okay, now you are fulfilling that role in their life. Okay, if you have the traits of a rescuer. Not everybody is a rescuer. So if you play that rescuer role in a narcissist's life, here's some of the characteristics that you may have. Very empathetic, self-sacrificing. Okay, you will lay your life down, okay, in the middle of traffic, right, to save the narcissist. Now, you mean well, but at the same time, this is what you're comfortable with doing. More willing to put their needs in front of your needs. Now, I know a lot of y'all that are watching me right now, whether you used to be with a narcissist or you with a narcissist now, you know this is huge for you, sacrificing yourself or putting their needs before your needs. You're very uncomfortable with conflict, and a narcissist will definitely manipulate this characteristic or trait, because what they do is that they'll just overpower you, because they know that you don't want any problems. They know that you really like harmony. They know that you're the one who likes to smooth things over. So they'll just try to bully you into doing what they want you to do. And people who are just very generous, okay, you're just givers. So it doesn't mean that just because you possess these qualities that you're going to be a rescuer. It's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is these qualities are associated with people who tend to be rescuers. Now, let's see where this comes from, because you don't just pop out into the world, just say, hey, listen, I heard that you were signing up rescuers here. No, it doesn't happen like that. Normally, just like the narcissist was conditioned to be narcissistic by a parent or somebody who had that role, that authority role in their life, it happens for the rescuer as well. There's that parent or somebody that conditions you to be this person who is a narcissist themselves. Okay, so maybe it's that mom who, for whatever reason, she feels like she's somehow in competition with her own daughter. Like the daughter cannot outshine the mom. The daughter can't get more compliments than the mom. So when you go out, with the mom, and then everybody talks about how pretty the little girl's dress is, and just gives her attention because she's a kid, and that's what people do. The mom takes that personal, like, why are you trying to upstage me? And the kid is like, what you tell mom? I'm a child. Okay, so then what you learn to do, if that's you, if you had to endure that, you learn that, oh, okay, let me dumb it down, let me decrease, oh, come on somebody, so that they may increase. All right, and so you understand that your mom then, I guess, rewards you when you take a back seat. So you're conditioned to play that role to appease your mom. Okay, and then as you grow up, of course, when you get with that guy, it's the same thing. So it could be your dad. He was a drunk or something like that, and he get drunk and irresponsible, lose his car, and not paying bills. So you learn real quick, okay, I got to be the adult. I'm a child, but I got to be the adult. You learn that you had to be responsible. You had to take care of what needed to be handled for the adult. Okay, so when you grow up like this, you're conditioned, all right, to play that role of rescuer. You don't even think about it at that point, because at that point, that's all that you know. All right, but let me be clear, all right, just so that we can, well, before I get to that, let me say this. As it relates to being comfortable with the narcissist, when you get into relationships, it's very familiar. So I say that you are uncomfortably comfortable, meaning you don't like being in a relationship with a narcissist. You can go down a list of things that you can name that they do, to take you for granted, to show you that they don't appreciate you, but at the same time, you don't leave. I mean, you stay. You can, if you play the role of a rescuer, you can stay in that relationship for years. I mean, literally 8, 9, 10, 11 years before you get out of it, because that is all that you know. Now, in contrast, for people who are in healthy relationships, they are responsible for their own emotional well-being. So like that parent, there's no way in God's green earth that a parent should make a child responsible for their own emotional well-being. Okay, if you got an issue with your self-esteem and your self-worth, go get some help, talk to a therapist, but don't put that on that little girl. If you got an issue with being a drunk, go to an AA meeting. Okay, sit in a circle and be like, hey, my name is Jimmy. Hi, Jimmy. You know what I mean? But why are you going to make your child responsible for that? Okay. Another characteristic of rescuers is they save people from circumstances. So we talked about this a little bit already. You rescue those people that you perceive to be in trouble. Now, the thing about a narcissist, if they ain't good at nothing else, they good at getting in trouble. So this is the same as, say, somebody can't swim. They can't swim at all. They can't swim a lick. But what they do is they jump off into the deep end. Okay, get on the diving board, jump off into the 15 feet, knowing they can't swim. So they come up, they're yelling, help, help, help. You being a rescuer, you're going to jump in, try to save them, pull them to the side. And then as soon as you get them over to the side, and they're safe, they get right back up on the diving board and they jump in again. And it's this repetitive, vicious cycle that you continually have to save them from whatever the circumstances are. And as opposed to the rescuer typically saying, hey, listen, you're on your own this time, there's a sense of obligation, okay, to save the narcissist. All right. So it doesn't matter if you save them 100 times. They're going to jump 101 times. Now, most people learn from the consequences. If I jump off now I've been in the, been in the ocean, and that current came in, the tide came in, and I thought I was going to drown. I guarantee you, I ain't been back out that far, yet, because you learn from your consequences. Narcissists don't learn from the consequences. Why? Because typically there's somebody that's going to make sure that they don't have to be responsible for their circumstances. All right. So how does this look in real life? They may use up all of their credit. I mean, because, I'm just going to go get stuff. I'm just going to buy stuff put it on the credit card. I have really no intentions of paying it because it's about what I want. The world totally revolves around me. All right. So I jack up my credit, but hey, you know what? I got this rescuer in my life. I'm going to use her credit. So then they come to you and say, hey, would you mind, getting this for me, co-sign for the car, you get the house and all of this. You get everything in your name, and then, or you co-sign, and then they mess it all up again. So, and here's one of the things that if you're familiar with people who try to save people who are drowning, sometimes those rescuers that are trying to save the drowning victim, they end up drowning themselves. But here's the incredible thing about narcissists. It's like they got 9 lives or something, because you can end up drowning, dying in the situation, and they just get back up and they just find another rescuer. It's amazing how that happened, how they just have this resurrection, spirit that they just never depleted. They just go on from rescuer to rescuer to rescuer. So in this instance, you have to learn how to save your own life. Okay. Now, one of the characteristics of a rescuer is you need to be needed. Okay. Now we talked about how you're conditioned to be this way. All right. And the narcissist is, they are a master at telling you that I don't need you. Like you get into an argument or something, they'll be the first one to say, listen, I don't need you, but at the same time, they'll come right back and say, I need you, So what does this look like? Maybe they go out and they cheat on you. Okay, they can't talk. They cheat on you, and they're out of your life for a few weeks or months, and then they come back talking about, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Now, being a rescuer, if you're a certified card carrying rescuer who needs to be needed for whatever reason, unbeknownst to you, because I've asked many rescuers, why did you do it? Okay, 1 year, maybe 2 years, but why did you stay in it 8 years? Why did you stay in it 14 years? And you know what they tell me? I don't know. That's the sum total, that I don't know. But it is that conditioning that they receive as a little child that need to be needed. So when the narcissist comes back and says, I'm sorry, they immediately take them back, understanding that they're signing up for more pain. Understand that the narcissist then come back and tell you, oh, these are the changes that I made. I met with a therapist, or I got coaching once a week, and here's what they told me about me. No, first of all, it's not even a requirement. It's not even asked, what did you do? It's hey, I need you. Please forgive me. Take me back. My life's been miserable without you. I mean, it's this real kind of codependent thing, right? And they know it's like they have a sixth sense, the narcissist, because they appeal to your self-sacrificing nature. They know. I mean, we as human beings, we have ways of connecting with each other. We have ways of sensing, like the scripture talks about, judge the spirit by the spirit. Okay, that means that there's a realm beyond what these can see. Okay, there's a realm where we can sense, okay, the aura, or the vibes, energy, whatever word you want to use, that we give off. Okay, so they can pick somebody out of a crowd that they know is going to be able to fulfill this rescuer role for them. All right, and so that's who they're going to be drawn to, and that's who they're going to try to use. Now, if that has been you, then you know what a nightmare it is. You know how it's like a roach motel. You check in, but you feel like you can't check out. All right. And if you get stuck in this vicious cycle, and that's exactly what it is, if you're involved with a narcissist, they'll make you feel like you're losing your mind. They'll make you feel like you don't have any identity outside of them. I mean, they totally got you here. You know for sure, if you get away from a narcissist, you feel like you have broken out of Alcatraz. I mean, it's seriously. And even sometimes with that, once you get out, it's an adjustment to get a new normal, to even adjust to life without them, because really what is right starts to really feel wrong. Okay, and what was wrong, this, when you were with the narcissist, it felt right. All right, so here's my thing to you. If you are in the role of a rescuer, okay, if you feel like you identify with anything that I said today, first thing you need to do is exit stage left or right or back or wherever the door is. You need to get out. No questions asked. Now I'm telling you, that's when the exorcism is going to start. I'm just going to warn you. They're going to try every manipulative tactic in the book, okay, to get you to stay. And if you're not strong enough, guess what? It's going to work. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's going to work. Okay, so you may need to get some reinforcements. You may need to reach out to somebody like myself and get some coaching. Okay, now I come out here every week and I say the same thing. If you need help, get at me. I'll give you a free 30-minute consultation, and we can at least identify whether you're with a narcissist or not. Okay, you may figure, I was looking online, I was doing some search. I don't know if I'm with a narcissist. Maybe they're just kind of selfish, or, because one of the things, if you are with a narcissist, what tends to happen is your meter's broken. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when you have a car and you have an old car and it's stuck and the gas gauge doesn't work, so you really always on E, or you always full, okay? But you definitely ain't always empty if you just filled up the tank. So you may need somebody whose meter ain't broken to tell you, baby girl, okay, if you don't get to a gas station right now, all right, we're gonna be pushing. All right, so you have people come in like myself, who's a coach, that can give you that sense of objectivity. So get at me. We do a free 30-minute consultation. I have different programs, okay, at different levels. All right, hey, different devils require different levels. All right, so get at me. Let's just talk it up, have a conversation, and just see where you need to get plugged in at, and we'll take it from there. Also, let me say this: for those of you who are missing my closed Facebook group, coaching Facebook group, you're missing a lot. Okay, we just had another interview. Queuing did an amazing interview with Chuck last week, and he was giving away mad. I mean, his story is so powerful on how, he got cheated on, and this is a church-going woman. Okay, and how that left him devastated. Okay. And hey, narcissists are all over the place. But right now, you can join 30-day trial for $1. Look at that. I blend in with the penny, so you probably can't even see that it's a penny. So let me put it over here. Yeah, it's $1. Okay, first month, join the coaching Facebook group. But I'm pretty sure that once you join, you're not gonna want to, get out of it, because, like I said, we're doing these interviews with the men. And they're echoing, but you get to see the things that I teach, when I'm coaching, when I'm out there doing the Facebook live streams, the nuggets that I'm giving you. You get to hear these men in real time, in real life situations, tell you how that happened, okay, in their life, how they see the situation, okay? Maybe if they were narcissists, whatever. You get the support from the ladies, all right, out there in the group. It's nothing better, because especially when you're coming out of a hard situation, you need some place where you can go and there's unconditional love. All right, that nobody's going to judge you, that no matter how crazy your situation is, because that's one of the things the enemy does. He gets us in the dark. He gets us, in those places where we feel like we're the only one who messed up. Nobody can identify with what we're going through. Everybody else seems like their life is normal. They seem like they're happy, and that's really not true. So a place where you can go and you hearing everybody saying, oh yeah, I'm dealing with that right now, or I dealt with that. And not just that I dealt with it, but I successfully came through it. All right. So if that's the kind of environment that you want, okay, but you think, does that really exist? Try it out. Like I said, $1. All right, y'all. I'm about to get out of here. Take care. Be blessed. And have a good day. Peace.